Hey guys, it's Tiff and welcome back. I feel like it's been forever since I've sat down and filmed a talking video for you guys. It feels like forever since I've filmed and made a video and uploaded it. But I just want to thank you for bearing with me, finishing my last year of school and stuff. I got a few requests for filming a Storytime video, so that's what I thought I'd do for you today, and this is kind of my trying horses horror stories. So the first horse we went to look at, his name was Fleetwood Mac. He was a 17-2 hand, pure black thoroughbred. Basically, the lady advertised him as a all-rounder. He trots into 1.10 m, jumps 1.30 m like it's nothing. He trained Grand Prix like with the previous owner or something, I don't know, you know? And so I rang up about him and he sounded great and we went to look at him, and the first time I tried him he was amazing, and so I called my coach. We arranged for her to come with me to see him, and she was just giving me a bit of a flat work lesson and everything was going okay, and he was a little bit uncontrollable, but you know, it was all good. I was kind of like whatever. And then she put a cavaletti up and she put it on the first level, which was about this high off the ground. We presented him to it and he refused really far back, and I think I lost my stirrups at that point, or one of my stirrups, and he took one step towards it and leaped from like 3 strides away over this 20-centimeter pole on the ground. I lost both my stirrups in the end. He landed, and obviously being a sensitive horse, felt that I landed completely out of control and started bucking. And when I mean bucking, I meant he was bucking, like he was trying to get me off. And I fell straight, like splat on the ground, and I think I still have a scar. The camera never does my scars justice. I couldn't move for a solid like 10 minutes. And the lady, the owner, ended up running over and saw me on the floor and was like,
"Oh, did you try and jump him?"
And I was like, yeah, like you said he could jump, like we just put him over that like little cavaletti like over there. And she looked at me and she was like,
"Oh, I forgot to tell you, he hates jumping, like he's really scared of it."
And I was like, what? And she was like,
"Yeah, I didn't jump him for like a year after I got him just because he's so like scared and sensitive of it."
And I was like, lady, you didn't tell me this before. That was the last I heard of her. I ended up getting back on the horse after I got all my feeling back, cooled him down, but he was a lot of horse for me, I think, as well, just because he was big and he was like big, and I don't know what's happened to him. I think he went to a 13-year-old girl, but who knows. The second horse we went to see, her name was CJ, or Calamity Jane, and I fell in love with this horse. This horse was by far like the favorite horse I tried, and she was a chestnut, like 15-3, and an amazing jumper. Like she was gorgeous. You pointed her at anything and she'd jump in. We went out to see her a couple times, went by myself, and then I called my coach and she came and saw her with me, and my coach really liked her. We organized everything. We organized payment, transport, and we were so ready to bring her home, I think on the Thursday or something. And I got a call from the owner of the adjustment property, and she was like, "Tiff, I got a call from this lady saying that you wanted to buy her horse." And I was like, yeah, that's probably, I'm gonna call her Mary. That was probably Mary, like, yeah, I'm buying a horse off her. And she was like, yeah, but her feeds, apparently she'd said that she was allergic to lucerne. We had to get a different hay ordered in. She had many supplements, like joint supplements, calming supplements. She had to be on high gain ice, I think, like she said, 1 kilo a day in the summer and then like 3 kilos a day in the winter, or something crazy like that. And it was just to the point where it was gonna be like triple our adjustment cost at the moment. We were like, well, maybe we can change her diet a little bit to like, you know, suit like everyone else's. And she was like, well, good luck, because you're not going to be able to get on her. So I called her and I was like, hey, I don't think this is gonna work. Like, I was so nice about it as well. I was like, sorry, I'm so sorry. Like, I had a call from the adjustment and they can't make the feeds work. Like, do you think if there's literally no other way, like we're just not going to be able to buy her? And she hung up on me. We were so serious about buying this horse. We'd made an offer. We'd hired a float out for that day and everything. Like, we'd organized everything. And she hung up on me. So that was really fun as well. I then went to try a horse, and it was a beautiful horse, and I think a very reasonable price as well. And he was perfect. He was 10 years old, like 16, 1-ish. And I hopped on, and she told me that she was the only person who had ever ridden that horse. And the horse had an amazing canter. I've never sat to a canter so comfortably in my life. The ride was over, and I was walking the horse back to the owner. Like, I was still on the horse, and I was walking, just walking straight in a straight line, facing the owner. And out of nowhere, the horse reared, and I stayed on. Obviously, it came down, and I'd lost one of my stirrups in that first rear, and decided, oh, that wasn't enough, and reared again. And because I'd lost one stirrup, I swung out to the side, and just in time as the horse went too far back and completely fell back. And I landed beside, got kicked a few times, I think, as it scrambled to come up. I don't really remember. Then got up and started crying and apologizing. I was profusely just going, sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And the lady was like, why are you apologizing? You're the one that fell off. And I was like, I'm so sorry. So if I hadn't have lost my stirrup in the first rear, I would have been completely under it and crushed. That didn't work out, but I didn't die. So the next horse we went to see was a cheap horse just around the corner from where my coach lives. So she came out the first time we went to see her, and she was a literal pig. And my coach got on and got off and was like, she's a literal pig. I got on, she didn't want to move, I was kicking, and I was there, I was like, move. And the horse didn't move. And the lady that was selling her was like, how many times are you gonna ride her? And I was like, oh, maybe like 3 or 4 times a week or something. And she was like, she does better with only once a week. And I was like, oh, like really? And she's like, yeah, she gets really like bitchy and moody if you ride her more than once a week. And I was like, okay, no, okay, like, okay. The next horse, Apache, whatever his name is. He was a 15-1 Appaloosa. This little horse was an amazing jumper, and she brought him out and she was just putting him over the jumps, and as soon as I got on him, it started to pour. Like, going from this beautiful day with the sun shining, not a cloud in the sky, it just poured. And we rode through it anyway, and I was just kind of like doing some flat work, and then she started putting some jumps up, and we were jumping like straight off, like a meter, 5, meter 10, like just straight off the bat. Just this horse just would jump anything. But as soon as we started jumping, thunder, lightning, rain, everything. Like, it was the whole storm. We were like, okay, well, we better stop. And so we got off, we waited around for maybe like 15 minutes, like waiting for the rain to pass, and it didn't. And so we were like, yeah, we'll get back to you. I got in the car, drove out of the driveway, and the sky cleared. I'm not a big believer in like fate and everything like that, but like, was that a sign or was that a sign? Then I went to see this horse called Bart, and I fell in love with him immediately, and I got in the car after riding him, and I knew he was the one. Like, I couldn't stop thinking about him. 2 days later, I got my coach out to see Bart, and we bought him. So it was a very interesting road with many, many life lessons. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope I didn't babble on for too long. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.